and punt. Those are the next 5 possessions after that opening drive.
Right.
That was against a Bears defense, once vaunted, that was missing Roquan Smith, who went out early. Prince Amukamara couldn't go for the whole game.
Trevathan.
They didn't have Danny Trevathan, and they haven't had Akeem Hicks for a while.
Right.
Okay, so those are 4 really key pieces. Like, if I had to rank pieces on that defense outside of Khalil Mack, that might be my top 5. It might be.
Well,
right?
Hicks is 2, Trevathan is 3.
Yeah, I know. I got you. What an embarrassment that was.
It was.
So, I'm going to admit to you, did I lose some confidence in my team last night? You better believe I lost some confidence. But I still believe my team is better than the team you picked. I just believe Dallas is better than Philadelphia. The same Philadelphia that went to South Beach and face planted in front of the Miami Dolphins. They had the easiest closing schedule in all of football, and they lost the easiest game on that closing schedule at Miami. And I am not going to be surprised if your Eagles, or Beagles as I call them, if they don't blow another game, either to the Giants and Eli, they got to play them twice, the Redskins at Washington, the Redskins have come alive with a little bit of a running game, or obviously December 22nd, Dallas at Philadelphia. Of all the things I trust, to your point, do I believe that my team will beat the Rams in 10 days? They got 10 days to get a little healthier for this game. Maybe to get Jeff Heath back. Maybe to get Leighton Vander Esch back. Maybe to get Antoine Woods back if he's eligible to play. So maybe they would be a little healthier going into that game with this 10-day break, the mini bye. Do I believe that? No, I don't. I have no evidence. I have no logical reason to believe they're going to beat the Rams.
Right.
The Rams seem to come back to life at Arizona, and we'll see how they fare against Seattle.
Right.
But the point is, none of that matters. I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter except for confidence and momentum. Again, traditionally in this league, you have to, as Coach Tom Landry used to preach to me, you have to streak, was his word. You have to streak through December. It's the only way to go win the Super Bowl. You streak. You get on a Super Bowl roll.
Right.
Well, they're unrolling. They're falling backward.
Unraveling.
Okay, they are unraveling right before your very eyes. So what if they lost the game to the Rams, which I think they will? So that would mean they would have lost 4 straight, 5 of 6, and 8 of 11 going to Philadelphia for the big showdown game. Do I think they can dredge it back up and suddenly, is there a switch to flip inside that psyche? Yeah, I still believe there is one. They've always played pretty to very well at Philadelphia. They play very well within the division. They're still undefeated, believe it or not, in the division. Right. So do I believe that they can flip whatever that deep, dark switch is that's hidden down inside? Yeah, I do.
Yes, Skip, but you keep saying that you believe they can. But you had to be so disappointed because maybe for the first time all year, all of your phases were awful. When normally we see the offense play really well and the defense play bad. Okay. The defense play good, the offense play bad.
Like I said, it was the most frustrating game of the year, most disappointing.
Skip,
look.
Mitchell Jackson looked good last night. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky. I thought I was thinking about Lamar Jackson. Mitchell Trubisky.
You mean Lamar Trubisky? He's Lamar Trubisky. My defense turned him into Lamar Trubisky last night. They did.
Skip, how do you let Lamar Jackson should be the only quarterback currently playing that can juke a DB out of his shoes? Mitchell Trubisky, I think it was Woods. Was that Woods?
Antoine Woods. I mean, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Shook him out of his shoes, Skip.
He did. I thought he shook the whole secondary out of its shoes.
I'm like, really?
23 yards right through my heart.
But Skip, we talked about him now. We didn't think, and I still don't think he has the kind of mobility that Josh Allen, but you have to pay him attention because he can.
He is somewhat athletic.
Yes.
He is. He's a big kid.
And what did he do? There are 2 occasions they had him on 3rd down, and what did he do? He escaped the pocket and pick up 20 on one and pick up 7 on another, and it's a 1st down. Come on, Cowboy. Chris Richard. But you see, we blaming Jason Garrett. Now, we ain't gonna talk about the adjustments that the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, did not make. We're not going to talk about how Chris Richard, Rod Marinelli, they say he's great. Warren Sapp, the great defensive line Hall of Fame from the Tampa Bay Bucs, swears by Rod Marinelli. What's going on with that defense, Skip? Come on now.
Last night, for the first time in my life, I actually missed Jeff Heath. I never thought I'd say those words. I miss Jeff Heath. I love you, Jeff. You're great.
No. You say
no. He looks like a Pro Bowler compared to what I saw out there last night. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I clinging to whatever is left of my hope in my heart? I still love my quarterback. We're going to give him a letter grade in just a few minutes here. But he got off to not a good start, a great start.
Yes.
He converted 3 straight third and fairly longs. One was really long in the opening 17-play drive.
Yep.
And he closed with 2 great throws that I will talk about in a few minutes. In between, he flat out stunk because after they went 4 for 4 on third down in the opening drive, from there on, they went 2 for 11, and he stunk. It was his most disappointing game of this season, in which his stats have been off the charts. And his final bottom line stats are still pretty good. He had another 300-yard passing game, but I'm going to give in today to you. A lot of garbage yards.
Yep, empty calories.
Yep. I don't know if they were empty, but they were,
Jen.
I'll go with garbage.
Empty.
But do you realize his receivers dropped 4 more balls last night? They are running away with the NFL lead in drops. The Dallas Cowboy receivers are. They are now 29th, are the Dallas Cowboy receivers in yards after catch.
Yeah.
So he's not getting any help from his receivers either.
Skip, a lot of yard after catch have to do with the accuracy in which you throw the guy. Now, you lead him.
Last night, you can make that case. I give you that.
Doink it to him, Dak, because you saw he was doinking the ball all over the field, Skip Bayless. You saw right after the halftime, after the Bears went down and scored, he had Amari Cooper wide open and doinked it to him. He had Randall Cobb open. Whoop, whoop, whoop behind him.
I give you that. I just said he stunk until the last 4 or 5 minutes.
I didn't know the Cowboys had signed Nelson Aguilar. I mean, that was Michael Gallup. Yeah, he whoop, 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 whoop. Butterfingers.
Michael Aguilar. Now, to your man, and I gave into you on yesterday's show, and I said, okay, you've been pounding me like they're supposed to pound the rock.
Pounding the Zeke.
Run the football. Run the football. It's what they got to get back to doing.
Yep.
Go old school. Feed the beast.
Yep.
And so I said, okay, fine. 30 carries. Give it to him. Let's see what happens. And about 2/3 of the way through the second quarter, he finally broke loose. And he went 31 yards.
Right.
And it was a splash play. And it was his longest run of the whole year. It was Saquon-esque because it was his only big splash play of the night, except if it had been Saquon, he would have taken that to the house. To the house. Zeke doesn't have house burst anymore. And help me out, Mr. Sharp.
Yes.
After that play, that 31-yarder, and by the way, that was still, they only trailed 10-7 at that point. So from that point on, did Zeke impose his will on that defense the way he used to? Because there was a time where you could feed that beast and he would literally beat the defense into submission, where they would be saying no mas by the fourth quarter, like, we don't want to tackle you anymore. No, that's not what happened. After the 31-yarder, he had 8 more carries in the game for a grand total of 15 yards. That's 1.9 a pop. Not good enough.
Right.
In fact, he was the one who looked like he was worn out as opposed to wearing out the defense. And I'm going to get to that in a few minutes where we'll go deeper into how he looked worn out. But if you take away the 31-yarder from his grand total last night, that left 18 other carries for a grand total of 50 yards. That's 2.8 a pop. That's not good enough.
See what you do, but see, this is what you like to do. You like to say, well, if we take this long run from Zeke and we take that away, he had 85 yards or whatever he had, and if we take those away, well, if you take up those garbage yards from what Dak Prescott had at the end of the game,
I'm not talking
what do you
about
got?
Dak. I'm talking about Zeke.
But you got to talk
I'm
about
talking about establishing the run.
No.
I'm talking about imposing will.
Hold on.
Didn't happen.
No, what about, hold on. Pro Football Focus say that's the second most valuable player in all the league. When is he going to show his value? They ain't say nothing about Zeke was the second most valuable. They say Dak Prescott is the second most valuable player in the NFL.
A lot of those rankings have Zeke above Dak.
That one didn't.
It didn't. I agree.
So when is he going to do his job?
I can't fight back today. I could for all the previous games, and
You
I
couldn't
still
fight back
say
against
he
Buffalo.
will. You know what? I bet he'll fight back at Philly.
Oh my God! We're talking about.
What about?
We got
I got 5 cases. I'll make it 10. I'll go 10.
No.
Yeah, I'm still hanging in with my quarterback.
Okay, you can hang in all you want to, but we got no. He had an opportunity against New England. He had an opportunity against Buffalo. Mitchell Trubisky. Now he got Mitchell Trubisky. People thinking Mitchell Trubisky is a Pro Bowler.
Well, that wasn't his fault. That was
Yes, it is.
fault. No. Shannon, You're going to have to swallow this at some point. Ezekiel Elliott is not who he used to be. Jerry dramatically overpaid him. He's not a $90 million running back.
How about this here? And at some point in time, you and others are going to have to admit Dak is not what you want him to be.
Okay, this team will go as far as he throws it.
Well, that ain't
This
very
is
far.
Dak Prescott's team.
It won't
This
be
is
very
a
far.
passing football team. Every time they try to establish, run the football, says Eric Dickerson, says Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famers, you got to run the ball. How? Show me. They try.
Okay, Skip.
And there are too many zeros and ones and minus twos.
Okay.
0,
okay.
1, minus 2.
Okay, Skip Bayless, I'm going to give you that. Score was 10-7. They ran. Where was Dak doing all that passing when the score was 10-7? How did the score get to be 24-7 if Dak is what you say he is?
He had a bad night.
No. You can't have no bad night. You're the second most valuable player. When has Lamar Jackson had a bad night? When has Russell Wilson had a bad night?
Well, how about this? There's another guy who makes $100 million. Dak's still making like $400,000. The other guy who last year, I'm talking about, no, there's no D in law. It's Marcus Lawrence. It's not D Marcus, it's no D. He lost the D last night. DeMarcus Lawrence, this was a game, and Jerry Jones said after the game, he said, this was the game we had pointed to. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but his point was, we thought we were going to come up here against a good football team and show out like this was going to be our night to take off.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, if that's going to happen, then you have to have somebody as the driving force of your defense. You have to have a Khalil Mack who says, okay, I'm going to take this game over. I'm going to torment Mitch Trubisky. I'm going to sack fumble him. I'm going to strip him. I'm going to be all over him until he's flinching in the pocket. Guess what? DeMarcus Lawrence, I think he played last night, but I'm not sure about this because I'm looking at the numbers and he registered